Hey guys, welcome to Guy with Caffeine, the only podcast where technical issues aren't going to stop us.
Didn't get it working?
No. But that goes in with our main topic tonight. Never giving up. What sometimes I freaking want to do. Just give up.
And if you read a whole bunch of posts on the internet, like there's a lot of people that just encourage you to give up, when in fact that's why you really need to find people to talk to in person, because a lot of people will be a lot more encouraging to you when they know you personally, I suppose.
Yeah. Like, like I've almost given up lots of times. Like right now, besides life things, obviously, one of my main things right now is learning how to edit my own videos. So I'm not waiting for MarioTube to do it, or having to poke him in the face, saying, "Hey, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you working on it? Hello, 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 hello." Poke, 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 poke. Plus, also, another thing I'm working is writing. I've always wanted to write a book, and kind of procrastinating on that for a while. Also, this podcast, something I've never given up on, even though sometimes I can't get guests or people to appear on it. I keep on trying. I try to make this a constant thing that I do. I try to make this the one constant thing I do. Making this podcast bi-weekly. Sometimes it fails miserably. I keep trying to get the work. I haven't given up on it either. We'll talk about some of that stuff in a bit, more in detail in a bit. While I do some stuff here, while you talk about stuff you haven't given up on.
I mean, I've talked about how back in the summer of 2015, there was this period where I was trying to find myself a summer job, but then ultimately I was applying for different retail stores, restaurants, and whatnot. And even though I got a few interviews, it never turned into anything. And I will say that one point when I went for an interview at Target and Target turned me down, I don't know, that even though it shouldn't have, it actually hit me pretty hard. Basically Target was telling me, you're not good enough to work for us. Target, anything that, a retail store that generally anybody could work at. And then, of course, I go online and I find quite a few horror stories of people who went through the same experience. And, of course, everyone had comments people who relay their experiences get responses saying, hey, at least you got the interview. Most of us don't even get one. And then saying other things oh, getting a job is impossible. You can never do it. Give up. Move, flee the country. Go find everything sucks. And I don't know, that just left me how do you say it?
Depressed?
Not depressed, no. I had no confidence.
Yeah. That's another thing.
But then eventually I ended up getting work at my school. I was working a job on campus that was meant for students. And I worked there, and then I had to leave that after I graduated. And now I'm looking for something that's more full-time. And I know that undoubtedly I'm going to have to, I will end up in something, except I've been taking a lot of the extra steps that you're expected to take. Because thing is, one thing a lot of people do nowadays is kind of just spray and pray. It's a tactic called spray and pray. Basically, you go on job boards like Indeed, and you basically throw your resumes towards everybody. It's like throwing a million things at the wall and seeing what sticks. Unfortunately, that's the reason why a single job posting might get over 100 applicants. But I guarantee well over half of them didn't even read the job description and more or less was just submitting their resume for the hell of it in vain hopes that the employer will actually contact them. I don't know if there's people that do it as a joke, but unfortunately, that's only made the process for legitimate people that actually have the skills to get chosen. Because now employers put in all these crazy filters that could accidentally weed out people that are fit for the job.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Basically, like a bunch of schmucks that aren't qualified ruin it for the people that are qualified.
Ah.
Like a bunch of... But then again, I've believed this for a while. Just putting in online applications is usually not good enough. What you need to do is go out and volunteer. Because the thing is, with volunteering, I highly doubt, if you can, I highly doubt people who run volunteer work are going to turn you away and, like, do a highly selective thing. Because after all, you're working for them for free. They're not going to turn that down. Unless you, I mean, they might let you go if you don't do your work, but...
Hey, Pokesaurus.
But at the very least, they give you a shot. So you do volunteer work, and that at least helps you keep busy. And you never know. The people you volunteer for might be able to refer you places. You also have employment agencies where basically it's people's jobs to place you in places. And no, you don't go to places where you have to pay, because those are scammers. You go to a place where the only money they get is a finder's fee that the employers pay. So you do all that, and it's also about remaining social. You never know if a good friend of yours might know something that'll help you.
Ah, true. I'll about keep those connections going, too.
Mm-hmm. And right now, Schnick is pissed off because I'm trying to get a freaking Malboro shit, and this Malboro keeps doing bad breath, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Ribbon?
No. Final Fantasy VIII has no equipment.
Oh. That's how I always told. Get Ribbon. Ribbon solve everything in Final Fantasy.
Alright, well now it's Squall's turn, so now I can hopefully use a Mega Phoenix and bring Zell and Irvine back. Yes! Mega Phoenix, bring them back. Because I'm trying to kill this thing, because I'm trying to get the freaking Doom Train summon. Alright, thankfully it doesn't seem to want to cast Bad Breath again. Now all I need... Alright. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to help Squall, but hopefully it's not going to cast Bad Breath again. And if it does, Schnick's gonna be pissed.
We can talk about my stories for a bit.
Oh, wait. Maybe if I cast... I mean, I do know something I can do. I was reading a news article talking about the funniest answers kids gave on tests.
Yeah?
Oh my god! I think I brought Squall back from the dead. Irvine, heal.
Well, I currently have been in a quest to learn how to edit videos. That's my main goal right now. Not in life, obviously. But
holy God! Lionheart Limit Break is overpowered. Squall just went freaking crazy.
Well, I see people do this all the time on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, it can't be. Oh, everybody's doing it so easily. It can't be that hard. Oh God, I'm thinking about trying this. I'm thinking about trying out this thing, Skillshare thing.
There's like a program you're able to use, like a website.
Yeah, it's a teaching thing. I might check it out. They put the teacher stuff. Caffeine rush. But yeah, because MarioTube said, and I quote, "I don't want to teach you how to use it because otherwise I would stop getting a paycheck from you."
Get a job, MarioTube. Do what I'm doing. And no, don't say, oh, but it's not that easy for me. Figure it out.
I'm figuring this out.
Freaking, you live in the freaking capital. I think Phoenix. Isn't Phoenix the capital of Arizona?
Sometimes I hate pop. I think so.
Yeah, Phoenix is the capital of Arizona. There's gotta be employment agencies, and there's gotta be more places you can volunteer. Especially when you get your goddamn driver's license, you'll be able to go anywhere you want, when you want. And before you get your driver's license, just simply ask your mom and dad. I know they're not around much, but they're gonna freaking help you out. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. I've also asked you, but apparently my version is different than your version, and you're not sure how
OBS?
What?
What's my? You mean OBS?
I meant Premiere Pro.
Oh, Premiere. Yeah, my version is different. Yes. Like I took a look at your version. Yeah, like. Simply put, that, like, unless you're using the Creative Cloud version, I'm using CS5.
Yeah, he got his from a friend, which I tried to get from the friend too, but it didn't work out for me as well as it did for Snick. I couldn't download it.
Yeah, it was a huge pain. Like, he put it, it was an upload on Mega. And yeah, when I did obtain it, it was a huge pain. Alright. Unfortunately, even though I killed the damn Malboro, it did not give me what I wanted. So now I have to fight another one.
No, bro, that's like the tentacle monster.
It's a tentacle one. It's the one that does bad breath, where it basically inflicts you with every status effect possible.
Sorry, Hauser. Sorry you're tired right now. I asked Hauser to be on the podcast as a guest too, but he was very sleepy.
Hmm.
That's right. Awesome. All three of my streams are going good. I am now streaming.
You're doing it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch?
Yep.
Hmm. Jesus hell, and all this to get the frickin' Doom train. I will say, though, I actually got the Bahamut card, and you know what that's going to give me? 100 megalixirs, so that when I get to the final boss's doorstep, I can just shitty RPG my way to victory.
Awesome. Well, speaking of street RPG, there's another thing I never gave up on.
Yeah. I found that there were a few more bugs to fix, not to mention some areas aren't exactly finished the way I wanted them to be, so I have to finish those too.
There's nothing you haven't gave up on. You haven't given up on that either, have you? I'm making it.
Yep, unlike middle school schnick who gave up on freaking making it. Can you believe that freaking middle school schnick wanted to turn that into a 13-part franchise?
I cannot. Okay. Alright, cool. All right. Yes, awesome.
Up, finally another one. Holy shit. Alright, let's see how long we last before it does it.
Well, my next goal on learning how to use the thing was YouTube. And sometimes YouTube is helpful in learning how to do things. Other time, it's a waste of time. Because sometimes they talk to you like, I got cheer.
Oh, a cheer on Twitch.
I just made 2 pennies.
Yay. Dissolving acid now.
Thanks for the 2. Thanks for leaving your.
Thank
Hold on, I make a joke now. I gotta make a joke. Thanks for leaving your 2 cents on the topic, Hauser. Cricket, cricket, cricket sounds. Or drum roll.
Thank you. Alright, Zell, give up one of your Asuna.
But like I said, sometimes on YouTube they talk to you like you already know the subject. Or they go into a 20-minute introduction about something you don't care about. And sometimes you wish they'll get straight to the point.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of tutorial videos that last for 10 minutes when all it's doing is describing something that you can do in 5 seconds. I'll admit, I crapped on stuff that Chris Chan and Darkside Phil did, especially Darkside Phil, and yet many other people do a lot of the same, like not as bad, not nearly as bad, but then when a lot of people that have good reputations end up doing similar things to what Phil and Chris did, they get away with it. Like, for instance, one of the cartoons that I've been trying to add to my collection is the Disney version of Doug.
The season 3 or season 4 or season 2, whatever that was, season it was.
No, here's the thing with Doug. So there were 4 seasons on Nickelodeon.
Oh.
There were 4 seasons on Nickelodeon, but then the series, it was supposed to get a 5th season, but given that it was the least successful of the original 3 Nicktoons, Nickelodeon kind of abruptly canceled it, and Disney ended up buying its production company.
Yeah, I remember it was on ABC for a while.
It was on ABC for a while, but then here's the catch. Nickelodeon, to this day, retains the rights to the original series, which is why they re-air their series and why it's on DVD and whatnot. It's also the reason why they had to change the theme song in the Disney version, because Nickelodeon kept the rights to the original. So the Disney version, a lot of fans in the Nickelodeon version believe the Disney version's at best is not as good, and there's some people that at worst think it's an insult. I don't know if I would go as far as calling it an insult, because most of the cast and crew were on board. It's just that, from what I've heard, a lot of the episodes aren't as good. In fact, the thing is, Billy West, the guy who voiced Doug and Roger in the Nickelodeon series, he didn't come back, not because he didn't want to, but because Disney more or less tried to get him to sign a contract. Said contract was going to make him do voices for a whole bunch of other shows that Disney was airing at no additional pay. And given that he would have had to record in California, which meant he would have had to fly out regularly to California since he was living in New York at the time, he just felt wasn't worth it and didn't sign on. And then years later, he would take huge dumps on the Disney version. And generally, it seems the cast and crew don't think the Disney version is as good. Pretty much the only person who somewhat disagrees is the creator. Because even though the creator of the series, he admitted the Disney version didn't stack up to the Nickelodeon version, though he still enjoyed working on the Disney version reportedly, and he was really appreciative that Disney gave him the opportunity to tell more stories with Doug. So, you know what? I just committed a dark side Phil sin. Explained a lot of crap that probably wasn't necessary. But anyways, here's what I was getting at. So there's this over an hour long video on YouTube by some woman that I think she agreed the Disney version ultimately wasn't as good, but she said it's not as bad as people make it out to be. In fact, in one of her examples showing people that are over dramatic about the Disney version, so before I mention that, Chris Chan, when the Wii U game Sonic Boom was coming out, Chris Chan threw a big temper tantrum about one thing. He was complaining about how Sonic's arms were blue instead of tan.
I thought Sonic was blue.
He is blue, but his arms are tan.
Oh.
In most of the games. In the Boom continuity, since the Boom universe is completely separate, they're blue for whatever. His entire body's blue.
What's the Boom continuity?
Basically, it's the continuity where the 3D TV series, as well as the Sonic Boom games, are set.
Is that the universe where Sonic 06 takes place in?
No, it's not.
Oh.
No, it's in its own universe. Like, for instance, a lot of the characters are dressed differently, and basically, it's a lot more of a comedic thing. like, funny thing is, even though the games are not good, the TV series is said to be surprisingly decent.
Okay.
So, Chris Chan threw such a temper tantrum about the arm color change that he went to a GameStop to freaking deface freaking merchandise they had for the game. And when the GameStop store employees called the police on him, he yelled, "Don't call anybody!" And he maced one of the employees with pepper spray. Now, getting back... Well, now keep all that in mind. That was all because they changed the color of a character's arm. And, of course, he had a big overreaction. Now, getting back to Disney's Doug, in the video where that woman compares the Nickelodeon and Disney versions, she does a clip show of people complaining about the Disney version. And keep in mind... The reaction of this woman was not nearly as extreme, but you want to know her reasoning for why the Disney version is an irredeemable piece of garbage?
Why?
Doug wears a long-sleeve shirt.
Is he supposed to be older or something in that version?
Yes, the Disney version is a sequel to the Nickelodeon version. It takes place a year later.
Like is he in high school by then or still middle school?
No, I think he's just a year older in middle school.
Oh. Sometimes your tastes change and you grow up.
But yeah, freaking, she's like, "Oh, Disney on Doug on Nickelodeon, one of the best things ever." But we don't talk about the Disney version, that piece of shit. Doug's sleeves are not long. Oh, but then Chris Chan's not allowed to say freaking Sonic can't have blue arms. Sure, he maced a GameStop store employee over it, but still, people were yelling at him even when he first made the claim.
He maced a game employee?
Yeah, he did. He did. But still, people were yelling at him even before he did it. And yet, freaking... But then we have freaking this other person that's allowed to say Doug's sleeves shouldn't be long. Hypocrites.
And that was your facepalm moment of the podcast.
When Chris Chan maced the employee.
Yeah. I mean, you had... sorry, Chris Chan, you know, I was on your side for a second, maybe, but then you just ruined it. I agreed with you for a second, apparently, but nope, may seem.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, but like I said, even before Chris Chan did that, people were yelling at him for saying it's not that big of a deal, and yet apparently it is a big deal that Doug's sleeves were changed length.
God.
So now I'm trying to see where people have Dark Side Phil comparisons.
So while you're looking that up, what's something that you've never given up on and you've you tried to do for a while?
I mean, I guess you could say the shitty RPG cleanup. And I guess you could also say the Dark Souls games.
You're still trying those?
Well, I haven't played one in a while just because I kind of lost interest. But I did beat Dark Souls 1 and 2 plus Bloodborne.
Oh. This I want to try sometime if I can. I don't know if I can or not. It's playing a game blind. I haven't done that ever. Really. Once or twice.
You've never done it. I mean, I did it for a lot of the earlier popular games I played. I've generally played them blind.
Okay, maybe rephrase. Okay.
The Metal Gear Solid games, I generally always played blind.
I say let me rephrase that sometime. Rephrase that. Playing it blind while live streaming it or recording it.
Oh.
I've done that too.
Well, I plan to do that for Cage 3 when it comes out.
Yeah, I have played games blind before when it come out. of course, sometimes I haven't really. Even back in the day, I was a strategy guy before I played some games, except for the early games. I either bought the books or looked up walkthroughs for them. But recently, even though it's not completely blind, on some of these games, it's not blind, but it's my first reaction to the events of the game on screen, and how to play and playing the game without practice. Even though I know what's happening can happen in the story wise, me playing the game is my first time on screen playing the game, and me getting my general reaction for playing it. That's I guess that's my blindness of the game. First time reactions, you get to see it on screen.
Frickin' hell.
And right now, Stick's not giving up on the Final Fantasy VIII right now.
Yeah, freaking the second Malboro ended up using bad breath again, and now it looks like I'm fucked. Because now it's not going to drop the stupid acid.
I did not know Final Fantasy VIII didn't have ribbons.
It doesn't have any kind of traditional equipment. Like you're expected to increase your stats through a junction system. I tell you, I hated it when I first played it. I've gotten to appreciate it a lot more for its creativity, but still, it takes heavy amounts of grinding to have decent stats.
Yeah, some people don't like Final Fantasy VIII a lot.
Yeah, like I know. Oh my god, freaking Squall, when he's confused, he casted the exact same spell I wanted him to cast! Oh my god, that is purely lucky!
Squall is the ultimate lucky student.
Yeah, freaking he's confused, and he freaking uses the spell I wanted him to use on Zell at pure freaking random, and now I'm gonna make him do his limit break to kill this fucker.
I think the other game a lot of people hate in Final Fantasy lore is like Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing the overpowered Lionheart again. Good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, a lot of people hate. I remember there was a time when a lot of people hated 12. Like, I remember so many people were shitting on 12 back in the day, and then around the time the remaster came out, it was as if nobody ever hated it.
What are you talking about? We never hated this game.
Yeah.
Once you get it remastered out, the game all of a sudden is good again.
Alright, I think my best bet for killing these Malboro fuckhead. I don't have to fight one. No more. I'm getting Doom Trained.
I guess thinking of that, I guess I obviously gotta take my medicine and go back to it. The one thing I have given up on is Birth by Sleep. I haven't played that game in over a year. I eventually gotta go back to it and try to beat it.
Before I save, I need to give Irvine his frickin'.
I did not know how hard it's going to be on critical because my practice run I did last year, it was on beginner. I did on beginner mode. I usually do my practice runs on beginner mode. I played on the PS3 version, but
now you can play it on the PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah, I wanted to play the practice on the PS3 version, so when I eventually did my stream or not stream. Or LP of it, walkthrough, I'd be gained the trophies on screen.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, you know how I do that? I have an alt account.
Like you practice on your alt account?
No, whenever I Let's Play a PS3 or a PS4 game, I typically play them on my alt account so I can show what getting the trophies is like.
Oh, okay. That may be you reverse of that.
I mean, sometimes if I buy an updated port of a game, I save it for my main account.
Cool. Let's see. Well, at least on beginner mode, the game itself wasn't that hard. I mean, I beat Terror Story and Aqua Story easy. And of course, how I did that, I failed the first time. Then I just, I kind of like filled all of my what's it called? Not limit breaks. What are the boys called in Birth by Sleep? Skills or
the ability? Yeah, I think they're called skills.
Yeah, skills. I just filled them all with cures
or
and
abilities.
I fill them all with cure and curagas. There's all cures. Every time I can spam cure. Every time I hear cure. Then nice.
Oh wait! I think you mean the command deck.
Yeah, the command deck. I fill them all potions and cures. So I just spam that. I always hurt. So I don't think about cures, and then I beat them that way, and just whack them with.
Yeah, I know that. I know that the balloon skill in Cage 3D makes the game easy to break.
Yeah, I heard that's overpowered.
Yeah. Like, Birth by Sleep has a skill like that through mines, but the thing with Balloon is that Balloon Ra, like, literally you hit the balloons towards your enemy and they all home in on it.
Yeah. You've beat Birth by... Yeah, no, you beat 3D, haven't you?
Yeah, I've beaten it.
Did you be on Proud or Critical, or just Beginner? Or all three of them?
I think I was playing it on Normal.
Ah.
Notably, Cage 3D, I think it's the only game in the series where the secret boss is actually a Disney character.
I know movies that's from Julius.
Yeah, like Julius. Julius is from a short film from the 90s where basically Julius was created by like a Frankenstein scientist, and then he accidentally switches brains with Mickey, I believe.
Speaking of 2.8 game, do you agree with that, to have the critical mode unlocked behind Proud mode? I mean, or being the game first.
I mean, it's pretty much to get you ready, so I don't mind if they do it.
Really, you think that's what it's for? A lot of people complain about. I've been people complain about that, about how you can't do critical mode until you beat the game at least one time. I mean, it's. I guess if you only play a game once and done, then it's a bad thing. If you play the game multiple times, then. Because sometimes you play a game twice, or sometimes I heard this. I believe it happened to me 4 times. Sometimes you play a game or watch a show or movie or read a book. Sometimes the second time around or third time around, you see something there you didn't see before. You didn't notice before. You ever done that before?
Yeah. Sometimes there's like stuff that you don't notice the first time.
I guess that's one reason. If you're getting stories and stuff, that's one good reason for doing that. If you play the game multiple times. What games have you played multiple times?
I mean, I played through the Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid games multiple times because they're built to be. Many of them are built to be replayed.
Whew.
And now I'm about to overpower this asshole.
So I can't talk. So is there anything that you have given up on? That you regret?
Anything that I gave up on that I shouldn't have? Probably the biggest thing is trying to befriend people. Because numerous times, like in high school and college, I try to get closer to people to, you know, befriend them, maybe hang out with them. But when many times people show disinterest in doing so, I would just kind of give up. And I don't know, I feel like I should have tried to get out there more, because eventually, like, anytime I went through anytime I had experiences with people that weren't all that nice, I would kind of just stereotype all people as being that, and I wouldn't make an effort to go out.
Yeah, it's what I'm working on too. Like, after my bullying problems and trust issues, I have a hard time making friends with people, and I'm like, I keep people at a distance sometimes. I'm like, so I trust this guy. Even nowadays, I still, back in my mind, it's still there. But I made friends with you. I'm still friends with you. We haven't met in real life yet, but
yeah. And the thing is, you've done far better than I ever have. Like, you still have friends that you talk to, like Hauser.
Yeah. Wish I could talk to him more sometimes in real life, besides occasionally here and there. And I have worked
and even then, you still have many friends from your childhood, even though you can't talk to them in person because a lot of them have moved away or have their own priorities. You can still message them on Facebook.
Yeah. That's true too.
Like I'm saying that because you've done a lot better than me. Because a lot of that's a lot of the reason why when I tell, like, all of you laugh anytime I tell elementary school schnick or middle school schnick stories. But the thing is, I really wish I did not behave that way back then, because that's the reason why I had few friends when I was a kid.
So did you have friends back then? People you hung out with in middle school days, or elementary school days?
Well, I had some friends in school itself, except 95% of them I never actually actually all of the people that I called friends, as all of the classmates I had that I called friends, we never hung out outside of school. I never went to their house, they never came to mine. Like, the only friends where I actually went to their house and they came to mine, I didn't go to school with. I mean, well, some of them ended up going to the same school as me, but thing is, I only really had 2 friends that lived in the same town as me. Both of them were much younger than I was. Like, one of them was 3 years younger than me, one of them was 5 years younger than me.
Yeah, two people. I met 2 people in kindergarten. I still talk to occasionally. Not as I used to, but my friend David, I remained with him for a while. I still talk to him occasionally. It's been a year or 2 since I like to talk to him. And I talked to my friend Katie at the reunion last month. I met both of them in kindergarten, like almost 30 years ago at this point. 35 years ago at this point.
I mean, I'll say this much. When I was at an interview for an internship that didn't go anywhere because it didn't seem to be all that hot, I did have a chance encounter with someone I went to high school with, and he actually did talk to me.
Cool. So did you make any? Have you met? You talk to people you met in college or at all, or do you like?
Not really. I mean, I have the phone numbers of quite a few of them. Like, for instance, the guy I roomed with in freshman year, I have his number. I have the numbers of the people I roomed with in sophomore year, as well as also senior year.
You probably lost your junior numbers, didn't you?
I didn't save them as I did not save Angry Face Man as a contact, but I think I still have his number. But yeah, I don't know, I gave everyone funny little nicknames, but Bodybuilder was actually asking me if I was on social media, and I told him no, but I took his number and I added him on Xbox Live. I haven't talked to him since, but maybe I should shoot him a message, see how he's doing, because the thing is, he was a junior. He's still in school.
Yeah. Maybe when you get older, you might join it a little bit.
Yeah, like, thing is, if I did join social media, I wouldn't be tweeting every single day of the week, like, freaking just expressing my thoughts freely or anything like that, because that's the kind of shit that can make you lose a career.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Even if you mean no harm, like, SJWs will find a way to freaking use your tweets and social media posts to end you.
Yeah, I think you need to be careful nowadays. And usually I just use social media right now to advertise stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd advertise. I mostly just be online, more or less just to talk to people in private, maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing about Facebook that I like. Give me a chance to reconnect to people that I never thought I'd see again in real life.
Yeah.
People that I kind of hated 20 years ago that I can talk to now.
Honestly, I am really hoping it's the same way with me. Like, all those people that had to put up with elementary school schnick, middle school schnick, and maybe even high school schnick, if I were to reconnect them at, like, a reunion or on Facebook, I just hope they could forgive me.
Hopefully, or maybe they forgot what you did.
Yeah.
Sometimes time makes things forgettable, other times it doesn't. Or sometimes people mature too. Like some of my bullies matured once they had their own kids.
Except with me, all the bullying I got was deserved.
Yeah. Once they had kids, once they had kids, they matured. One of them on Facebook said this, and I quote, "I see my daughter getting bullied in school, and now I look back at my actions in school and regret what I did."
Yeah.
Like, some people, when they have kids, I guess they mature a lot. Other people, when they have kids, they don't mature at all. They downgrade even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad she could look back and say, wow, I was an asshole back then. Okay, so you're saying your bullying was deserved?
Yeah, all the retarded things I did, I basically painted a target on my forehead, said to the bullies, "Come and get me."
I don't know about that. Sometimes.
Do you really think me misunderstanding the meaning behind words such as gay, curse words, freaking sex and whatnot, me not knowing what any of those words meant and just thought that saying those words was funny? Do you really think I was not asking for bullies to take advantage of that situation?
Yay, I'm being rated. Hi, guys! So, I guess some yes and no. There's a difference sometimes between being maybe teasing and bullying. I guess I don't think bullying is in any even if you deserve it. I don't think it's right. Even if you're an asshole, what's that saying? To wrong something make it right.
I guess.
Oh, Zigzag and Zigzag picks the lead over Hauser in the bit department.
I really have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to wake the dog up because he's actually sleeping down here.
Alright, Zog.
Okay, I'll go to the bathroom.
Zogzag says, let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
I guess the bullying thing.
Oh.
Okay, Twitch chat. Is there anything you haven't given up on in life, or on Twitch, or on YouTube, or anything? given up on girls before. I'll say I've given up on girls. Maybe taking a break. Sure. I don't believe that. But yeah, I say I've given up on girls. I might have taken a break from them occasionally. I don't think I've gone the full asexual or full gay route, but like. Yeah. Yeah, right now my main goal of learning how to do is video editing and stuff, and writing too. So. Ugh. And let's talk about it. Is that your catchphrase now? Yeah. Of course, Nick had disappeared at this moment talking about it. Hello. Let's see. Huh. Just water bill. There he comes.
You can actually hear me coming down the stairs.
Yep. Hauser said something that made me think of you. Well, your guy made me think of you in chat. Hauser's given up on girls before, and you've given up on girls too.
Oh yeah. Like I am pretty. Like I have never had a good history with girls. Like legit, there have been a couple of girls throughout high school and college that I was interested in, but I would never have the courage to actually ask them out or do anything like that. And the moment I heard mention of a boyfriend, done. I just gave up.
Well, yeah, don't always give up. But yeah, that's my 2 rules about dating. I only have 2 rules really. I might have more technically, but my 2 main ones are: if they have a boyfriend, I don't go, or a husband, I don't go after him, or if they're a minor. That's those 2 obvious rules right there.
Yeah, the whole thing is, like, I just do not feel comfortable with the idea that I could just steal away, like, stealing away some guy's girl. Like, that just doesn't feel right to me. And unfortunately, pretty much all the girls that I've ever met have always been taken.
Yeah. I gotta say, the real fast Hauser, the thing he set up for me, the alert system is working fine. So thanks, Hauser, for helping set up the alert system. Yeah, there's just one girl at work that was interested, but I might, I don't know, because I was talking to her, and she was interested in the same thing that I was interested in. I'm like, that's a good thing. That's a good kind of foundation. People being interested in your things.
Yeah.
Good thing to start with. But my main issue of that is, I've seen this a lot of time. A lot of time, work romances rarely work.
Hmm.
And then when you break up, it's like, make you working together is awkward.
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of romances at work are discouraged.
There's this one, I only know of one thing where it did work, and that was there's this married couple at work, and they have three kids. They have 3 kids together now. They're still going strong.
It's pretty funny though, because I mean sometimes mom and pop shops are just that. A married couple starts the small business.
It's like there's a bit war going on in my Twitch chat right now.
Yeah.
Yay, bit wars!
Well, right now I'm actually trying to progress the story of Final Fantasy VIII. I'm going to move on to the final disc. Oh, you know that at the Nintendo Direct they made a big Final Fantasy announcement? Vandalia?
What, they made a what announcement?
At the Nintendo Direct, there was a whole bunch of announcements, but one of them was actually a pretty big Final Fantasy-related announcement.
Oh.
Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12 are all getting ports to the Switch.
Ah. Final Fantasy 10, 11, and 12?
Yeah, no, 7, 9, both 10 games, and 12 are getting ported to the Switch, and I think also the Xbox One.
Oh. I'm surprised that they've imported for the Switch.
The classic games haven't been imported. The classic games aren't showing up yet, even though they originated on Nintendo platforms.
I know, that's weird.
Which is a bit strange, but the fact that this is the first time that 7, 9, 10, and 12 are appearing on not only Nintendo, but also Xbox, like, that's actually pretty surprising. Like, now, Cloud appearing in Smash Brothers now makes more sense. Now that he can finally be played on Nintendo platform.
Yeah. So what game are you looking forward to? For you want an update for?
What games am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
Not many. I mean, I want to play the Spyro HD collection somewhat. And then, let's see, pretty much the only 2 games I'm really looking forward to are Cage 3 and the Resident Evil 2 remake. There's also Devil May Cry 5, but... And I guess, to an extent, Smash Ultimate, but I want to hear more about the game first.
Huh. I don't know.
And this walkthrough is not helping.
Let's see, is it Skype down or something? Talk for a second.
Hello?
That's weird. Huh. Say it again.
Hello?
That's fine. I don't know what. They said... yeah, your voice sounds fine to me on the thing. Maybe it's their headphones. So, do you have any onions about giving up or not giving up as a kid, as middle school schnick?
Oh, I definitely have an onion about me giving up at Evil Camp.
Tell the story. It's time for Snick's Daily Onion.
So, one time at Evil Camp, even though it wasn't actually an Evil Camp, elementary school schnick loved to believe it was an evil camp. So what happened is, my dad kept saying, "Oh," he worded it to me like this: all I had to do was race a bunch of boys, and I had to run really fast. Literally, it was a bit of a sports thing. Like, literally, we were doing like a 100-meter run on a track. And my dad even said he'll buy me a game if I did well. So I was acting all motivated. I was ready to race. And then all the time, then we get to the moment where the shot is fired for us to start running. I start running, but then there is a problem in elementary school schnick's head. There was a problem. All of the other boys very quickly sped in front of him.
So you were slow?
Yeah, I was a slow runner. And all the other boys quickly overtook me, and they sped away. And they got a lead so big that there was no way I was not going to come in last place. So I just looked in disbelief. I started crying, and I just dropped to the ground only halfway across the track.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I surprised myself. I almost won. I think I ran a race one time. I was surprised myself.
Really? But yeah, my dad ran across the track, and he was yelling at me, saying, "Why'd you give up?" Like, he was basically saying he was basically trying to tell me I should have at least finished. But in my freaking messed up mind, I was like, what's the point? I lost. I was going to lose either way. Funny thing is, that actually made me a bit of a target for teasing at the camp. Like, some of the boys never forgot that. Like, I would have the 2-week camp with them, and they would, on at least one occasion, they brought up, "Wait, we ran a track meet. Didn't you not finish?"
Yes. Yeah. I think that would have been worse for you if you finished it and became in last, or just giving up completely.
I'm not saying I needed a stupid participation trophy, because that shit would have turned me into an SJW, but I should have at least finished to show good sportsmanship.
That's the one thing I don't understand nowadays. I do agree and don't agree. You get trophies just for participating. And
I mean, a lot of people joke that's the reason why there's so many entitled SJWs.
You tried. Eat a trophy.
And then in the SJW's head, that means they're qualified to be a public speaker. And they're qualified to speak about things that they might not know full about.
I also agree. I also think that sometimes it's cool to get your confidence up on things. It's a balance between
on the person that gets it.
Yeah, it's like a balance thing. You should be rewarded for doing nothing at all. Also, sometimes kids need confidence too.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I lay on. I don't know where I stand on that thing.
I mean, it's a bit difficult because you always... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that involves debates. Like, for instance... I mean, then again, we all know how toxic SJWs can be and how they can be true pathological liars.
Yeah.
Like, trying to think. Like, for instance, you know the Crappy Games wiki got shut down basically because of a troll? And because of how SJW-ified freaking Wikia has become.
I did not know that.
I mean, I believe it because, you know, I've said that I watched Voltron on Netflix. Freaking Wikia made a news article, a whole freaking article saying, "Ooh, on season 7, Shiro's sexuality has been revealed." And I was like, oh no, is season 7 going to be a freaking SJW season? Thankfully, it wasn't. I watched season 7, and essentially that news article was making a big deal over the fact that Shiro, one of the main Voltron paladins in that series,
Paladin. Hauser gave him a fart once, he said.
A fart? What do you mean a fart?
What?
What do you mean a fart?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What did Hauser give?
Read the chat.
Okay.
Or on the stream.
I mean, I'm gonna look at it now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he gave up on a fart. I get it. Alright, so can I continue what I was saying?
Yeah.
So freaking the Wikia news article was making a big deal over the fact that Shiro was revealed to be gay.
Who's Shiro again?
He's one of the Voltron paladins.
Oh.
In Voltron.
That the little boy one?
No. Funny thing is, it's not a little boy in the freaking Netflix version. It's a little girl.
Ah.
Who disguised herself as a boy.
Oh, in the version I watched in the 90s, the only girl on this team was the princess.
Yeah, well, the princess is now on the team. Like, yeah, the princess is on the team in this version, but she doesn't actually pilot one of the freaking things at first.
Yeah, neither did in that one. I think the black when the lions got hurt, one of the people, I think it was the black line or something, not black line. One of the lions.
Well,
in the series I watched, he got hurt or something, and the princess replaced him.
Well, in the Netflix version, Keith ends up leaving the Paladins because he ends up going...
I think that was the guy. I think his name was Keith in this version, too.
Well, Keith doesn't get hurt in this version. In this version, he leaves to join the Blade of Marmora. And then the princess... And then the thing is, Lance ends up losing the ability to pilot his lion, so the princess takes his, and he takes Keith's.
Ah.
And then eventually Shiro ends up being revealed to be a clone because the real one died. And his essence was inside the lion he was piloting. So Keith ends up taking over his while the clone ends up recovering. So, essentially, what I was getting at is, in Season 7, you see a flashback where Shiro is mentoring Keith as, like, a little kid. And Keith is, like, shown to be, like, a really troublesome kid. And essentially, we also find out that Shiro was dying of an undisclosed terminal illness. So he goes to his apartment or penthouse, and there's another guy there, and he's talking with the other guy about Keith, and then the other guy brings up his illness. And at first, you would think they're just kind of roommates or maybe related somehow. But then he ends up the guy ends up talking to him, saying that he's not going to sit there and watch him die, and that he was leaving him. And then it's right there where you find out they're basically a gay couple. So he leaves, and then the last mention of the guy in the episode is when. And then the last mention of the guy in the episode is when Shiro meets up with Keith again in a flashback. He's like, "Oh, he left me." And then Keith is like, "You need to slow down." And then Shiro's like, "No, I'm not. This is what I was meant to do. Serve in the military." And the thing is, his gay partner is pretty much never brought up again, except when they return to Earth in the present day. Freaking the clone ends up going to see the body count of the deceased that died in the Galra invasion, and his partner was one of them.
Huh.
One of the deceased.
Oh, off topic, but on topic at the same time.
Yeah.
I remember a Voltron. I remember a lot of people hated the car Voltron.
A lot of people hated the what?
I think they call it the car Voltron. Cars Voltron, or the spaceship some kind of different Voltron. They use cars or something.
Well, the Netflix version, a lot of people like.
The what?
The Netflix version, the one that's still airing.
I know. Maybe it's something else differently. I do this Voltron version that instead of using lions, they use cars. Or
I know there's one version that people didn't like, but
or maybe it was rockets.
Well, no. The thing is, the new series is not. Even though it's anime inspired, it's not Japanese produced.
Kind of like Avatar.
Funny thing is, a lot of the same people that worked on Avatar are working on it. So that's it. That's actually a good connection.
Yeah, I was that for a long time. I thought Avatar was anime, but it wasn't.
No, it's not. Like, it's only anime if it's actually produced in Japan, but that doesn't mean American shows can't take influence from anime. Because plenty of them did. But then, let's see. So yeah, the point I was trying to get across with the whole mentioning of Shiro being revealed to be gay is that, yeah, they said it, but that wasn't his character.
That's the thing I hate sometimes. I mean, that's okay.
Like, that's the reason why I've really started to not like the Arrowverse all that much, because they keep shoehorning in gay characters, and that's pretty much all they are. Gay characters.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any other character beyond that.
Yeah, I don't mind if the storyline, you know, there's a reason for them being gay, or, you know, like a surprise or like that. You know, I don't mind gay characters, you know, as long as they fit in the character thing. But just to be gay, just to be gay, or be whatever.
Yeah, like, that's just SJW stuff, like pushing it in for the hell of it. Or God forbid, you have showrunners that hate straight people.
Like, one of my favorite, when I was growing up, there's this show called Will and Grace that I love.
Well, yeah, Will and Grace, I know, was very good with doing having gay characters in it.
I think not Family Guy, Modern Family.
Yeah, Modern Family does it well, too. So, but yeah, the thing, it works well in Voltron because it's not Shiro's whole character. It's just kind of a thing mentioned in passing, more or less. And just kind of like, it works the exact same way a straight relationship would have worked. And the funny thing is, That's why I kind of like. That's why another reason I don't like the Arrowverse that much. They focus so much on soap opera stuff, and it's all about romance and whatnot. Whereas stuff like Voltron, Avatar, hell, even stuff like the Resident Evil games, romantic relationships almost never occur.
It also goes back to shipping too. Like in Kingdom Hearts, I'm a Sora and Kairi shipper, but that's not their story. That's not the focus of the story.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that I would say having fewer romantic relationships works because when they do happen, that just makes it a lot stronger. But having it happen with basically everybody, like everybody's got to end up with somebody, like, I don't know, like that just doesn't make it as special for some reason. But funny thing is, SJWs were attacking Voltron shippers.
Oh. And
like basically, so Lance and Keith have this big rivalry where they hate each other. Well, Lance hates Keith because he thinks he's too special or something.
Was Lance the leader?
Eventually they get a pretty strong friendship as the series goes on.
Is Lance the leader?
No, he's not. He's the comic relief.
Who's the leader?
Shiro was the leader for the longest time, but now Keith is.
Okay.
But yeah, you had all these shippers that wanted Lance and Keith to be a gay couple. And they actually started threatening the writing staff to make it happen or else. Thankfully, they didn't give in, though. Because that just would have been SJW influence. The way they did with Shiro was done perfectly. Like, it's not his whole character. It's just he's a good character that happens to be gay. There you go.
Since we already gone down this route already, earlier you were talking about SJWs and jobs.
SJWs and jobs. Well, thing with SJWs and jobs is that, well, the thing is, there's some places that are affected by SJW culture where they will outright refuse to hire people in majorities, instead choosing to hire people in minorities, which would be fine if they would at least focus on their skill sets.
Not just the fact that they're a minority.
Huh?
Yeah, not the fact that they're a minority, but they can actually do the job.
Yeah, like some people put the fact that they're a minority over the fact that they can do the job. And, like, the thing is, that could often ruin businesses because then you might end up hiring people that might not be able to do the job, and then your business crumbles. And then there's also a matter of SJWs, when they get toxic on the internet, it might end up biting them in the ass because employers will see what they do on social media and think they're bad news and thus won't want to hire them.
That's also a thing about some. I've seen jokes about this on TV now, not jokes, but in real life, comedy news shows where people say one thing on the TV, whatever, or video, and a week later they're saying something differently. They say, "I never said that," and then they show them the clip of them saying what they didn't say, quote a month later.
Darkside Phil has plenty of instances of that, and Anita also has instances of that.
Like, I never said that. Here's the YouTube proof that you said that.
And then they find proof. Oh, freaking the guy the IGN writer that got fired for plagiarism, he said the same thing. He dared people to find more cases of him having plagiarized someone else's work. People immediately return with other evidence of plagiarism. But yeah, freaking Anita, she keeps claiming how, I always loved playing games. Here's a photo of me playing Super Nintendo as a kid. Not long after she claimed she was never a person who played games, and that's why she had to research them. And that's not counting the other lies that she's done, like claiming in the game Hitman Absolution, a level set in a strip club, your goal was to kill all the strippers. When in fact and she ends up taking a gameplay clip of someone who intentionally killed all the strippers. When in fact your actual goal is to sneak past them and kill the club owner that's abusing them. I think. I don't know if they're getting abused by him, but I know you're supposed to kill the owner.
Some people just kill everybody.
Some people just kill everybody because of their dicks, pretty much, because they want to be an asshole.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. That's not the game's purpose.
Anita was taking somebody being an asshole and pushed it as the actual objective. But yeah, I don't think I need to elaborate further. Like, Anita's just done a whole bunch of lies like that, but thankfully she's not
like her unfinished GoFundMe thing.
Oh yeah, pretty much everybody knows she just did all that GoFundMe crap just basically to live a luxurious life and not actually to provide quality content.
See what's having to get up on. Back to the other topic. Writing. Something I've been trying to write this book for like almost 20 years now. I wrote stories here and there. I think I've given up a little bit on it. You know, I'll say I've given up. I say maybe call them breaks or writer's block, where it's like, but always in the back of my mind is there. Like, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this. I want to finish this. Even after my dad passed away, I said one day I gave my first book to him. And I never did anything with that. Move on. I guess. You ever bought a game you wanted to play but you never played it?
Sometimes it's happened. Like, for my birthday, I ended up having my sister buy me a copy of Destroy All Humans on the PS2. To this day, I have barely played past the first level. On my PS2 copy, I freaking played the game for like a couple of minutes to see if it worked. I played the first level, but then when I failed an objective in the second level, I'm like, I'm bored. Didn't play it again. Then I ended up getting the PS4 version for $1 in a freaking PSN sale. Still haven't played it all that much.
Yeah, something like, it's weird. You're like, I want this game. I want this game. Christmas, give me it for my birthday. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, whoever. And then, like, you don't touch it.
I mean, until I find myself a job and find myself forcing myself to play games I haven't beaten yet.
With that?
No, that's combined with the fact that I don't really have any games I can buy right now.
But with that, I think we should call this an end. I think we did pretty well for the two of us.
Okay.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
You sound so enthusiastic about that.
You
think we can do better? Think we can go longer?
I don't think so. Unless you want to go longer.
Oh, we need topics. I
mean, there's me reading the test answers the smart ass test answers that kids put on tests, but I was hoping to have more of an audience for that.
Yeah, we had an audience. I think they're gone now. I wonder. Pokesaurus was here for a while. I don't know if he's still here, and I haven't seen him in chat in a while. And Alex Barrel wasn't appeared yet. I wish Jesse was here.
You wish he was here?
Well, be like, well, it's somebody. Just.
Cause I don't know. I just like seeing people's reactions live. Like, has Adam said why he can't show up?
He's at a tournament.
He seems to be finding a lot of stuff to do. Huh.
Huh. All right, well, tell your thing about people.
What my thing?
I don't know. We just talked about
the test answers.
Sure, why not? You want to keep on going?
He just said he'll be back again.
Oh, I didn't know he was even here still. He's been very quiet.
I mean, I'd rather wait and see if we'll get a larger audience in the call before I go over the test answers.
Okay, in that case, alright. Wrap this up. Snick, what have you learned today?
Don't give up on stuff because, you know, that's kind of another thing. Freaking Angry Grandpa always told people it gets better. Because Angry Grandpa had a pretty shitty childhood because of his father getting into a big accident that left his family barely able to pay the bills or anything like that. But then, after many years, eventually he found success in his YouTube channel where he was just breaking people loved watching him break shit. So, you know, I wanted to look up people that put those encouraging words, it gets better, only to find out that the LGBT community basically tries to keep it to themselves, saying it gets better for them. And I'm not saying that,
I mean, to be fair...
I mean, they go through a lot of discrimination. They really do need those words more than ever, but acting as though straight people, other people that may be going through hard times can't have it, that's kind of wrong.
I mean, they're doing... It's not reverse bullying. They're doing... Or revenge. They're doing to them what was done to them. Think it's fair.
It is kind of funny. The exact same thing happened with me and Angry Face Man. My ma found out from Mr. President, the guy that was directly in my bedroom, that Angry Face Man was talking about his experiences with bullying me, but then he turned that around and kind of did that with me, trying to be controlling over me, almost like what a bully would do.
They say sometimes they say people that are bullies were bullied, or something like that, or I don't know if it's true or not. People say that.
Or people who are bullied turn into bullies.
I don't think that happened to me. I was bullied when I never became a bully.
I never really did either, at least not on purpose. But yeah, what I mean is, when I do a Google search on the phrase, it gets better, pretty much all I find are results related to the gay community, which is a bit sad. Because that should be words for everyone, not just a single selection of people.
Yeah, everyone has things like 100 years ago, women couldn't vote, and now they can.
Now they can, and now they're acting as though men should have no rights.
40 years ago, was it 50 years ago, blacks couldn't sit where they wanted to sit. Now they can.
And now they're acting as though white people are still racist towards them. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely a lot of people that are still racist. A lot of white people that are still racist towards like Hispanics and black people.
And 5 years ago, gays couldn't get married when they wanted to, and now they can get married anywhere.
Yeah. And yet there's still some gay SJWs that still act like they have no rights.
Except there are still some racists, sexists, and
there's people in all kinds of spectrums that do not like other people. Like, there's still men that don't like women, white people that don't like black people, straight people that don't like gay people. But when it's the reverse, that doesn't give people the right to do the reverse.
Yeah, and grouping people together, saying all white people are racist, or all males are sexist, or all straight people are homophobic. Yeah. Just because you're that doesn't mean that's their calling card. You're all that way just because you're that color or race or sex.
When it shouldn't be like that. Like, generally, good feminists, they push to make sure that women maintain equal rights with men.
Right there. Equal rights.
Yeah, they make sure to push for women to make sure they have equal rights and whatnot. But they also don't forget to make sure that men can maintain those rights too. Whereas you have feminazis that want women to be overpowering men.
Yeah. And they don't like people that are saying, we never got those rights. You did get those rights. You have those rights. And I brought this up before, a lot of SJWs and feminists say, stop being mean to Muslims and stuff. I mean, it's true you should be mean to Muslims, but a lot of the countries, they would have no rights over there.
Yeah. Not to mention, I know that there was this big controversy with this one female comedian. She was pushing for equal pay for her stand-up shows compared to other stand-up comedians. She was saying, why is Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock getting paid this much, and why am I being paid far less? I need to be paid equally with them. Well, except there's a difference. No one liked her.
Yeah, one, maybe they were more famous, and more people would hire them.
Yeah, number one, she was a pretty bad comedian that not many people liked. And number two, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock were in the industry far longer than she was. If she was well liked and she was in the industry longer than them, she would have longer than them or the same time as them, she would have a point.
Or more famous, or even more famous than them or popular than them. Sometimes people get popular really fast and they race to the ranks. If they're that good, this YouTuber shooting hits. This is a lot. It's not about pay less. It's like there's if you believe that's what they're saying, I can't talk. If you believe what they're saying, it's like you both work at McDonald's at the same time, starting pay. But the guy's making like $5 an hour. The girl's making $4.75 an hour. Even though they're in the same job. No, it doesn't work that way. Minimum wage is still minimum wage, period, no matter who you are. You don't get paid $75 an hour. Now, are there more guy CEOs probably pay more money? Probably yes. But
probably because a lot of those men are old and they've been in the industry for a while.
But no one's getting paid the same job for less money. But alright. Awesome. We have gone for, how long are we gone for now? Let me check. We've gone for an hour and a half. A few were here too, but Pokesaurus, if you're here, still here. Let's see if you're still here or not. Let's see the opinion one more time. Pokesaurus, have you... God damn it. Like that. Have you ever given up on anything you regret? Let's see the answers. You have any more stories to tell? Waiting for him.
I mean, I guess I could. I mean, I do want to reiterate that truth is, the whole reason why you should never give up on stuff is because, contrary to what other people say, like life isn't fair, or like life isn't fair, or you're not always going to have it your way. Thing is, that's only going to be 100% true if you do give up on something. Like, if you don't give up on it, you never know what's going to happen. Like, that's why I hate when people say the phrase, life isn't fair, because a more appropriate saying is, life is hard, but fair. Like, people who genuinely work hard get their money's worth, more or less.
Yeah. Back when I was still religious, not say religious, I went to church more and stuff. There's a saying that they told me, religious saying they tell me all the time. It was like, God never gives you anything more than you can handle.
I know that devout religious people just want God to sort everything out, but way I see it, God is there to guide you, but you have to do the work yourself.
Oh yeah, that's another thing they said too. That when you pray for something, you know, like pray, you pray for like not calmness or stress relief like that, to be calmer. He gives you tests to make you more. He don't give you calmness or whatever. He gives you situations to practice that in. Also, a joke I heard. I said it before. I'll say it again. It's a joke. This joke I heard at church camp one time. All right, it's a rerun, but I'll tell it anyways. All right, there's this guy. He's dying and he needs surgery. You know, but surgery is expensive, so he needs to get money to get the surgery. So he prays, "Hey God, can you help me win the lottery? I'd be ever so grateful." Next day, he doesn't win the lottery. Every day he prays the same thing. It's like, God, help me win the lottery, please. Never wins the lottery. Finally, last day is like, for his death, is like, God, I don't get the surgery, I'm going to die. I need to pay for it. Please help me win the lottery. He doesn't win the lottery. He dies. So he goes to heaven, and he's like, God, didn't you hear my prayer? God's like, yep, I sure did. And he's like, what did you help me win the lottery for? You know what God said?
What?
What?
What did God say?
Did you ever buy a ticket?
Oh God! It's the same thing with devout religious parents that let their kids with a disease that could easily be treated but is fatal otherwise, just let their freaking kids die because they expect God's gonna magically heal them.
Oh, so what?
God's not going to heal your kid. God's telling you to take your kid to the hospital.
Yeah. Another thing reminds me of this. The hurricane thing reminds me of another one I heard. But there's this flood, right?
Yeah.
You know, and there's this very religious guy on the roof of his house. You know, you're watching higher. You know, a boat comes by and says, "Hey, need help?" And the guy's like, "No, that's gonna help me." And then later, a rescue gets higher. Then like the Coast Guard comes by and says, "You need help?" Like, no, he's like, "God's gonna help me." And finally, a rescue helicopter comes by and says, "Need help out of the roof?" The guy's like, "No, God's gonna help me." And then he drowns. We look up to heaven, and he's like, "God, why don't you help me?" He said, "What do you mean? I sent a boat, a Coast Guard, and a helicopter for you."
Yeah, exactly. The ways God helps you, the ways the Lord helps you are in the form of physical things, not through magic powers. I mean, I tell you this much. I think God's influence helped me at the job I had at school. I'll tell you one thing. The last thing once I started working there, the last thing I expected was to end up helping one of the professors at a big conference on campus.
And you also enjoyed it too, didn't you? Enjoyed your job, didn't you? For the most part.
Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed it big time. In fact, that's why I'm looking into similar work.
Yeah, but if you've given up back then, you might have not known that.
Yeah, like even if Target and all of them hired me, I probably would not have ended up there. See, when you lose your chance at one opportunity, you never know which one just opened up.
I think there's a song in the '90s, a country song. It's like, "Thank God for unanswered prayers."
I mean, no. To get back to the whole thing at my on-campus job, that professor I helped with the conference, it's not like I seeked him out for an opportunity.
Yeah.
We got when I first started talking to him, he just happened to ask what my major was, and he just happened to think of the idea, "Hey, why don't you help me out?" Our chance encounter was when I happened to be working a shift when he called the office of us student workers to ask one of us to come help him fix his DVD player. And there's even stranger coincidences than that.
Like what?
Well, I remember reading this story that more or less was to the effect of two guys who had no affiliation with each other kept getting into the same car accident. Like, essentially, they both crashed their cars into each other by complete accident in different areas. And they had no affiliation with each other. Oh, and when I was at Ripley's Believe It or Not, I found out that John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln had very significant events happen to them exactly 100 years apart.
Oh, yeah, they both killed in the '60s. They had, like, Lincoln had a guy named Kennedy and Kennedy had a guy named Lincoln.
Yep. There was a lot more funny coincidences like that me and Brandon were looking at. Speaking of which, I know something to work towards. I know that next year, Brandon flew out to me here. Next year is probably going to be me flying out there.
You also gotta fly out here.
Huh?
You also gotta fly out to Ohio.
Yeah, I could, but I'd have to see.
Because I had plenty of room at my place. I only live here myself, so yeah.
Yeah. I also have to plan to fly out to Phoenix, probably.
From MarioTube?
Yeah, all 3.
We'll talk about players. Alright, well, I guess that's all. That's what I end this now. Yeah, I will never give up. People are still assholes, and I'm going to learn how to. I'm going to learn how to edit. Sometimes it seems like never giving up. Sometimes to me, you know, it's a good thing. Sometimes it gives me stress. Sometimes. Like sometimes trying to learn stuff, I am almost at tears sometimes because it seems so hard to me. But still, I go on.
It's gonna get better. Trust me.
Well, join us Tuesday as we talk about. I have no idea, but hopefully we'll come to a topic by then. Like always, most of the time we go by the skin of our teeth with this thing. Never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. And keep on tier. I might be streaming a little bit later a game or something, or maybe Stickle streaming. I don't know.
At the moment, I'm trying to beat Final Fantasy VIII, and that's kind of my focus at the moment.
Maybe we can stream that. We'll find out. Bye, everybody. See you next time. See you Tuesday. Bye.